Hey y'all, and welcome to today's adventure in the happiest place on earth, Disneyland. Today we'll show you tips for rope drops, starting with number one, taking the bridge instead of the trolley.
Alright, so that was definitely faster. There it is. And there's where we started. It's literally just across the bridge, through the sparkling line, and right here. So, that was cool.
In 1955, Walt Disney spoke those immortal words inviting guests to step inside the happiest place on earth for the very first time. And since its opening, Disneyland has stood as it from generation to generation. Your special day in our next 100 years is about to begin. For your safety and for those around you, we ask that you please walk.
Oh, that's that's good though. That is a good
all the adventure, wonder, and joy of your heart and imagination.
Woo, let's go.
And welcome to Disneyland.
Look at this.
The thing about rope drop is you have to decide which ride you're gonna do first. In our case, we picked Space Mountain, so this is gonna be ride number one, and I absolutely love this one. It was awesome, except it's too dark inside to videotape. It's a roller coaster, but it's pretty mild. I definitely suggest it. Second ride we went straight to Indiana Jones. Kind of same thing. It's kind of dark, but man, this ride is great. I can see why the wait as the day goes by. It's a lot. We waited about 5 minutes in line. I highly suggest to do this one in the morning, otherwise it gets crazy. Third ride, Thunder Mountain. Yes, we're on our third ride by now. On this one, it was kind of the same thing. We waited about 5-7 minutes in line. Nothing crazy whatsoever. So let me stop here for a second and let you guys enjoy some of this ride. As we enjoy Thunder Mountain, let's talk about tip number two, and that is to bring your water bottle, because there's plenty of stations here that you can refill it, and you're gonna need it because you're gonna be doing nothing but walking. And bring snacks. My suggestion is to buy individually packed snacks, which are normally for kids, the kid sizes. For example, what we normally get is those little small individually packaged gummy bears or Slim Jims or little crackers, goldfish, things like that. It just makes it so much easier when you're in line or walking to another ride, instead of getting a whole big bag, right? Okay, on to our next ride, and I'm so excited about this one, Mickey's Runaway Railroad. I completely love this one. And I've been waiting for this one because the last two times I've been here, it was closed because it was going through some remodeling, and it was finally open this time. So I was so excited, and it was completely worth the wait, guys. Now, this ride is a little dark, so I couldn't get too much footage for you guys, but also it brings up something that could happen. This ride did break down at the end, but it only broke down for 2 minutes. So we were kind of lucky in that way. I have been on rides that break down longer, but all we can do is just be patient. That's all there is to it. We're in the happiest place on earth. Let's not let something like that ruin our day. All right, let's check some of this Mickey Runaway Railroad.
I spend my day in countryside. The times are here to stay. Get away and have the perfect. We'll sing
Damn.
a song. Absolutely nothing but the wrong. Oh.
Hit it, Mickey.
And adventure is my way.
Not hit it.
Everything's so peachy. Hi, Goofy.
Well, you play for a picnic.
Yep, we're off to the park.
See y'all later.
Nothing to stop us now.
As we get on Mickey's Runaway Railroad, let's talk about tip number three, and that is an easy one. Check the weather. But because it's easy, it's also easy to forget. Now, why do we need to check the weather, right? Especially here in California, it's mostly pretty nice, right? But sometimes it does rain, or more specifically, the wind might be a little too high. And because of certain weather conditions, first you must dress appropriately, right? If it rains, bring a poncho, maybe a towel, things like that. If it's too hot, bring those little towels that you can get wet and it cools you down. Maybe a fan. I don't know, things like that. You don't want to be miserable in the happiest place on earth. So that little extra planning of the weather, believe me, is gonna help you out, especially if you're gonna be walking all day. You want to be comfortable. Your shoes, please wear comfortable shoes, right? It's just going to really help out. So make sure to check the weather.
Except the ride breaking down.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to add this right here. This is the end of this Mickey train ride, and this is where it broke down. But like I said, it was only like maybe 2 minutes. No big deal whatsoever. We just need patience, right? All right, on to Roger Rabbit. But let's talk about tip number 4 real quick before we get there, and that is to stay on target. That's very important. If you're trying to ride as many rides with as little weight as possible, you must stay on target. I haven't really been around Toontown because it's been remodeling the last few times I've been here. So of course I want to go check it out, but I also want to ride so many rides with as little time. So stay on target. Now on to Roger Rabbit, which is number 6 on our list. This was a very dark ride, so didn't have much footage, but go check it out. So let's recap what we've done so far.
All right, so we
did everything at Toontown.
Yeah. So we got everything in Toontown. Like the town itself. Let's take one last look at it. I mean, it's ridiculous. But all right. So we're done with Toontown. We're gonna head over to Finding Nemo, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna head over to Finding Nemo, and besides that, I think Rise of the Resistance, and then some in Fantasy Island, Fantasy Land, right? That we're missing, and then we'll go from there. It's 10:20, and we did already. Let's see, what was it? We did Space Mountain, we did Thunder Mountain, we did Indiana Jones, we did the Railroad Mickey, we did right now Roger Rabbit.
I'd do Small World.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's head over. Yeah, that's right, you did say let's go to Small. All right, so Small World and then Nemo.
Ride number 6, it's a Small World. And this one right here is actually kind of the same thing as Toontown. It's been closed the last few times I've been here because they've been remodeling, but I've been waiting for this for so long. There's so much history and hidden things here. So let's start with this backdrop. So the Imagineers, what they wanted to do, the whole message of this ride is unity and peace. So they brought a whole bunch of monuments from all around the world and put them right here for us to find. For example, Leaning Tower of Pisa, Taj Mahal, Eiffel Tower, a whole bunch of different ones. And then we move over to this beautiful clock tower. So every 15 minutes it rings, and the little dolls come out and make their rounds, and they represent every single part of the world. Now, talking about the history, this is one of the reasons why I really wanted to ride It's a Small World. It was actually created for the 1964-1965 New York World Fair, personally overseen by Walt Disney in support of the United Nations Children's Fund. So that, to me, that's awesome. That's groovy, right? So it lasted 2 seasons there. Then it got shipped back to Disney, where it opened up in Disney World, and it was an instant hit with everybody. So that's when they decided to pretty much copy paste on every park, including Disneyland here in California. Now, let's talk about tip number 5 while we're here, and that is to take a break. Yes, this is the perfect time to take a break. Late morning is the perfect time to do all your photos with characters or just the park itself. It's not too crowded, and it's the time where the characters actually start coming out into the park. It's your time to shop. Yeah, this is the perfect time to shop because in the morning, stores are closed. And this is about the time where they start opening up, right? You can also start looking around. Go back to Toontown and just look around. Go to Main Street. Check it out. Go find some hidden Mickeys, right? This is your time to take a break, take your photos, go shopping, go do all that kind of fun stuff. In the afternoon, those stores get packed, mainly because they're trying to get away from the heat, or the people that are just coming in, the first thing they see is stores. So that's the first thing they do. So the stores start getting packed. And then let's talk about the holiday season. Holiday season in the afternoon, it's brutal, right? So our suggestion is take a break and do all your shopping, photo ops, looking around in late morning.
Got it. So we're gonna take this, ready? We're gonna take this one final ball and we're gonna actually have you hold on to it. So you saw it go into my hand, you saw it go into here. So please, I just want you to hold it there real quick. Here, go ahead and do like a little wave. Snap to it.
I like the sound.
Did you feel all that?
Now it's more.
Yeah, I know, right? So Disney is not just about the rides. The cast members make this such a memorable experience as well. But not just them. Everybody that went into building this park, the Imagineers, the construction workers, the employees, absolutely everybody. I want to take a second and just say thank you. We really, really appreciate everything you did. Mr. Walt Disney, of course. I mean, without him, what in the world would I spend my money on, right? Which actually takes me to this right here. I'll keep it short and brief because this video is not about the stores, but I just learned about the pin trading world here in Disney, and it is amazing. But it gets expensive really, really quickly. So for me, no, I won't get into it because my videos, as you can tell from this one, past ones, future ones, we're all about spending the least amount of money that we possibly can, within reason, obviously, right? But I don't know. I just learned about it and they have a whole bunch of really cool pins. I just thought I'd show you. But anyways, we're going to head over to our seventh ride, which is going to be Mickey Mouse Theater. I don't know if I would call this a ride. It's more of an attraction, but they have it down on the app as one. So we'll put it as number 7. And I highly suggest you guys go check this out. This is where it all got started. Steamboat Willie, the first Mickey Mouse that they ever showed, is on here. So if you have time, I highly, highly suggest you go check this out. It's very, very small, very short. I believe it only has like 5 screens, but more importantly, it has AC. So that's the reason why we put it around this time, because I know you guys are gonna want a little break around here, but still check some cool stuff out, right? Now, on our way to our 8th ride, which is gonna be the Disney Railroad, I just wanted to show you, we always see the Dapper Dance, and we always see Chip and Dale, which is really, really cool. But before I show you Chip and Dale, I want to point out this fountain right here, which is right by the entrance. This fountain right here has a great history. It's been here since the beginning. They just been remodeled, cleaning it up, things like that. That way it doesn't look old. But that water fountain's been here since the beginning, so I think that's pretty cool. Chip and Dale, they're my favorites. I always see them. I might not see everybody else, but you will always see Chip and Dale. All right, so on to our last ride of the first half, which is the Disney Railroad, and that's going to be number 8. We made it to ride number 8, Disneyland Railroad. That's right, we have 8 rides with about 10-minute wait time. Now let's talk about that for a little bit. It is a Wednesday, so it is during the week. That definitely helped, but it's summer. Right? Kids are out of school. And not only that, today, this specific day, is graduation night. That means that a lot of the kids from here in California, they get free tickets to Disneyland and DCA. Now, I do want to point out the main event for them is in DCA, but it doesn't start till 9 p.m. So a bunch of them start here in Disneyland, and then later in the afternoon they'll switch over to DCA. So there was definitely plenty of people here at Disneyland, but I want to point that out because, as you guys just saw, with good planning, we can still get a good amount of rides with limited waiting time, which actually is going to take me to my last tip of this first half of this video, and that is to plan ahead. Plan ahead for sure. For us, it's all about saving money within reason. So, I want to share with you what I've spent so far and why I did it, right? So, ticket is 104. That's the cheapest one that you're going to find. 104 is the cheapest thing you're going to find. I think the most expensive is 190 when it's holiday, peak seasons, things like that. And then you got $30 for the parking. Now, you don't have to get parking. You can just take the shuttle, but for me, it's just easier. About 120 for the hotel. Now, the hotel, I got mine about 2 blocks from here. Why? Because I knew that I was going to take a break midday, which is exactly what we're about to go do. And I just didn't want to mess with any of that, going far, things like that. And I also knew that I was going to road drop. So I knew I was going to get up early in the morning and head there. But I also don't want to pay $200-$300 for a hotel room just because it's that close. So I booked mine about maybe 2.5 months, 3 months in advance, and I got it for $120. Yeah, 2 blocks away, $120. And then talk about the car, we got it for $90 for 3 days. Also booked it in advance. Most economical, cheapest car there is, right? And then snacks is about $20, things like that. And I split some of those costs. So my personal total came out to about $235. So $235 to have an amazing time at Disney. All right, so that's going to do it for this half of the video. We're going to go take a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back for the second half with some more tips and some don'ts here at Disneyland.